Now if you've watched this channel before, you know I'm a little obsessed with Genshin Achievements. And my most asked question is, first of all, why? But second is how? So I believe it's finally time to make an in-depth guide on everything you need to know. Hell, would have loved this video before I started. If you're even thinking of farming achievements down the line, I would highly recommend to at least watch the section on long-term achievements, as some will take you 300 days or some maybe even longer, meaning you should probably get started now. But before that, let's talk about something you need to set up first, an achievement tracker. If you didn't know, there are many hidden achievements that Genshin doesn't tell you about, and there's nothing worse than not knowing which of them you've done and which are left. So I recommend using silly.me, but there are a lot of sites out there, so it's really up to you. Now, there's only one problem. You're gonna be starting fresh with 0 achievements here. However, there are 2 strategies to import your current count. You can either go one by one through your account and mark them down as done, or you can use the Akasha scanner. It automatically scans all your achievements from in-game, and then you just import them into silly.me or Paimon, another very popular achievement tracker. Now, while I can't say to 100% trust it, both I and many other people I've spoken to have used it and never had any issues. Up to you to decide, however. After you have your current count imported, from then on you just have to mark down every time you get a new achievement. I recommend only updating it every time you claim them so that you don't miss any. Now with the setup out of the way, onto the most important section of this video, the long-term achievements. I have gathered all of them you need to set up now, like right now. Starting from the longest, we have commissions. This section here in silly.me will show you how many you've done for each region. Hopefully you've switched a few times in your life and your starting amount isn't so bad, unlike mine was. But set commissions to one of the uncompleted regions, and every new day check back to see if you have the one as said here. And if you do, search up on YouTube the achievement name, as some require not just completing the commissions but also specific steps you must follow. They recently buffed commission achievements, so now is a great time to get started, but even with the buffs it will still take quite a long time. I salute anyone who did these achievements before they buffed them, as I've heard they could take years. Yes, multiple years. Next, let's talk about a little achievement called Stop Gather Time. It is a 300-day minimum one, so very worth it to set up now. I'll explain more about the Teapot later, but for now just set this up. Go to your Teapot and you can purchase 3 sets of fields in your Realm Depot. After that, you put your 6 fields down and plant crops. Not any old crops though. You see, the 3 achievements here are for the 3 sets of fields, and it starts at 40 and goes all the way up to 800 items. So the first 2 fields are called the Jade fields, and you can plant Valberries here, which will produce 4 Valberries per spot. With 8 spots in total, that makes it about 75 days to get the 800 required items. To get the Valberry seeds, you can either get a gadget called the Seed Dispensary, or from buying them in the Realm store, and it refreshes weekly. The next 2 field you can plant, I believe they're called Lumadoi spells. They're found in Fontaine though, and they give 3 per. So minimum 100 days. And finally, the last 2 fields are for the Stop Gather Time achievement. And just plant whatever you can here, as there is nothing yet that can give you more than 1 crop per plant, hence the 300 days. Surely they come out with a new plant for this one, right? All plants, however, have a just under 3-day grow time, so set a timer and come back when it's done to replant. Let's go through things you need to do daily for a few weeks to complete. The first of which is killing the unusual Hilichurl. You have to kill him 50 times, and he has 14 spots he can spawn at. You'll probably memorize them by like day 5. You can kill him twice before he's on a 12-hour cooldown. I just did it daily, and it only took me a few weeks. A quick tip is these 2 spots are quite long to run to, so go to them last. And this one right here, I always did at the very end, as it's very annoying to get to. Also, you can do this in other people's worlds, so technically you could just finish it right now, but I mean it's up to you. Another thing to do daily is ley lines. You need 800 in total, so that's almost 3 months if you farm every day. Also, use original resin, not the condensed one. It will halve your time from 6 months to 3. Next daily task is in the Teapot. you need to create 600 furnishings and also get 20k energy in 3 realm layouts. Basically just make a lot of these things, as they're very easy to make and all you need to do is wait 16 hours for them. So once they're done, just place them down in your realm and eventually you'll get to 20k energy, and also the 600 furnishings. 2 important tips here is you can buy the Vial of Adeptal Speed every single day, which instantly makes 10 of them. So instead of 5, you can make 15. Also, I didn't know this till quite late, but you can change islands to put more stuff down. And also, you can use the inside of the main house to count towards that 20k energy. Do note these statues can't be placed inside, but I would recommend doing these ones instead. The final daily task is 3 RNG ones. First, you need to get Great Misfortune from this slip, which I've been doing for at least a month now and I still haven't got. Second is you need to obtain a twice lucky fortune slip, which you get from welfare meals from Bran here. So just come back daily until you get it. Last one is a chest opening game. You have to collect conches from the beach and give this guy here 3 in order to open a chest. From day 7 onwards, you have a chance to get an achievement from one of the chests. Now let's talk about fishing. This is a big one, as the main goal here is 2,000 fish. You see, fishing locations are located throughout the world, and each spot has 2 batches, one in the day and one in the night. So after fishing all the fish up, switch to the opposite time and you might get some more. Fish then have a 3-day respawn timer in your world, so check back every couple of days. And prioritize your fishing in Inazuma. Why is that? Well, it's for another achievement. The Toki Alley Tales series book number 5 has 10 pages, which are random drops from fishing in Inazuma. It could take up to 1,000 fish to do, so prioritize Inazuma mostly. You can also do this in co-op if you like, but don't burn yourself out, as it's probably going to be about 15 to 20 hours in total. I'm going to talk more later when going through the other fishing achievements about rods and baits and all the other stuff to know. The last of the long-term achievements are the weekly ones. First, TCG. I know, boring, but do the weekly challenges against the 4 people. Again, I'm going to talk more later about the deck I use and my strategy if you need more info, but eventually like 6 months from now you should finish gathering 150,000 of the lucky coins. Another thing to do weekly is reputation. You need all regions to be maxed, so do your weekly bounties and also requests. And finally, buy nets from this lady. It refreshes weekly and you need to catch animals for the Zoo Tycoon achievement. There are heaps of foxes in the area you can catch, or you can just get crystal flies as they can as well. Okay, with all the long-term stuff out of the way, let's first talk about exploration. If you haven't 100%ed your entire world, I would recommend doing that early on, as from now on I'm going to skip and assume that you've already done that. I do have a dedicated video on how I 100%ed the world. I've linked it below, so that might help you out. Also, from now on, a little known site named youtube.com is going to be your best friend. Any achievement you read the description of and don't know what it means, you just put the name of the achievement in YouTube and you'll find your answers most likely. So now it's time to go through each and every category, starting with Wonders of the World, which is the biggest category and contains hundreds on hundreds of hidden achievements. Now you're going to need a notepad or list or something, as you're going to have a lot of 3 to 5 day world quests to work on. Strategy here is, again, just put the achievement name in YouTube and keep going down. Eventually you'll get to the commission ones. So skip those ones, but there are some achievements hidden in between, so make sure to do them. However, some of them are locked behind commissions that they don't tell you about, so just see as you go. The next category is Memories of the Heart. For this, you have to do all the hangout quests and get all endings. So set aside a good 20 to 25 hours. The strategy is to just use this link and change the option you pick each time to get a new ending. On the website, it'll just tell you which options change your endings, so listen to that. And you can also restart from specific points by going in the path menu here. Each person's hangout also has some hidden achievements too. So after doing them, I would go back and YouTube search up the ones you missed. Mortal Travails. This one is easy. Apart from resonating with each element at statues of 7, you just need to collect books. Again, YouTube's your best friend. the Art of Adventure and Hero's Journey are a little tough. First, you gotta master 40 recipes. If you don't have many recipes, go and find easy common ones you've missed, which are shown in the archive section, and then remember you can process ingredients in this tab. Be careful not to mess it up, as it will get rid of your ingredients and not count towards it. Next is Friendship. You can farm it in the Teapot, and also put characters in your party when spending resin and claiming daily commissions to speed it up. And finally, Ley Lines I talked about before. Remember, don't use condensed resin. Next is an exploration based category, and all of these listed are the other exploration based ones, so should already be complete. Minus maybe a couple of outliers, which you just go back for if needed. The elemental specialist ones are a little tough. However, YouTube again provides you with free to play friendly setups, and domains and low spiral abyss floors will be your best friend. Marksmanship you can also just search setups for, and good luck trying to do this one on the first try. Challenger series is next. You should be able to just read them and follow along, and if not, again, of course, just search for a setup. Domains and Spiral Abyss shouldn't be bad. Either just take a shielder, freeze, or just dodge, forehead. The next three are all from commissions, so don't worry about them. I explained earlier they'll be in the region section. These two specifically will take a good while, and also specific steps, so definitely make sure you're searching it up when you get the required commission. Meetings in the Outrealm are free, as long as you have friends. The domain ones you can just do over a period of time, and I'm sure someone out there will probably let you steal some plants. The rest are all from killing bosses. Now, if you don't have any friends, you can either go outside and make some, or just look for people in co-op that either want help or says they will help. The next three are all for the Teapot, and this is going to be a long one. Part 3 I already explained back in the long-term stuff. Part 1 I also explained briefly, but start with getting that 20k energy, building as many of these things as possible and place them down. After getting 20,000 energy, place down the stuff in 2 other layouts like this. Do beware, as switching to another realm layout will halt your plant's progress, so don't accidentally leave your teapot not on your main layout. With that, you're now getting the max currency, which you spend on blueprints to get trust rank 10. You can also obtain wood and dye from in here. If you need more wood, go and play Minecraft in the open world. And then the only one you have left is placing furnishings. I did already explain this, but for more space you can just do it inside or on a different island. On to part 2. This is where it gets a little tricky. The first two, all you need to do is put a companion down and talk to them. They can have up to 3 options, so all you have to do is just talk to them, and this is very easy. Gifts all around is a little more difficult. For companions to give gifts, you need furnishing sets. If you go into the Teapot edit, you can go into the furnishing sets tab. And then what you're going to do is pick sets for characters you have. For example, I have 4 characters that will give gifts if I complete this set, so I should go for it. There is both indoor and outdoor sets, so make sure to head into the main house to see another full category of sets. You need to get enough for 20 characters / gifts, and once you know which sets you're going to be making, you just need to make all the parts. Some you get from buying blueprints, others from exploration, some you just straight up buy from the Teapot, and some are from Adeptal Mirror rewards, which is just this screen claiming these things. You should just be able to click them and see where to get them, and worst case, you just do a little Google search for it. Now you have your sets made and you need to place them down, remembering that you can only put indoors one indoors and outdoors outdoors, and then you just need to put the companions that will give gifts out in the world. Now you just need to go where you put the set down and they should be there waiting for you to talk to them. And the final note here is each character only gives 1 gift, so don't try and stack them. Let's chat a bit about fishing. My recommended strat here is fish in Mondstadt, Liyue, and Inazuma. Always prioritizing Inazuma until you have the 10 Toki Alley pages. Keep checking your pace as well, as you don't want to get the 2000 fish and still need like 5 pages. With those 3 regions, you need to unlock all these baits and also make a good bunch of each of them. Then you also want to buy a stabilizer and also each region's rod, when you can. With that, you should just be able to complete everything. And my last tip is co-op is a very good idea. Next is TCG. Again, this is painful for most people. I would recommend getting a nice deck first. I use a Nahida using her 5 cost, into Shenhe using her 3 to apply Cryo, then Wanderer to swirl that Cryo with his 3, then his 1 and 2 a couple of times, which hits characters not on field. Eventually you get his Burst, which hits for like 8, so use on the strong people. You can farm both the weekly people and open world ones to get coins and also rank 10. With this strat, it'll take you like 4 to 5 months. You should get all other achievements passively minus 2, the shield and summons one. Your best friend is Marie Joy here. Get a deck with Oceanid, spamming both the 5 and the 3 to get heaps of summons and some shields. And then when summons is done, just get a shield team like Zhongli, Oceanid and Diona or something, and try to tank as much damage as possible. My strategy is a lazy one for people who don't want to do it, so if that's not you and you want to really farm it, I've linked something else below that will discuss how to farm lucky coins faster. That's the only one you can really optimize. The last few categories are all going to be exploration based ones, keeping in mind that 2 of the achievements for the Shrine of Depths and the Fountain, they can't be completed yet, so you're going to have to wait for 4.6 for that one, as this guide is only achievements for 4.5 and below. So don't be fooled by this number, the total number of achievements you can get right now is only 1186, not 1188. I'll probably make a follow-up guide after some time has passed and new achievement categories are there to talk about, but yeah. Last thing I wanted to mention is there's a bit of downtime before 4.6, which I am very excited about by the way. Before then, however, I want to do another account review, maybe someone with max achievements, but really looking for some unique accounts. So join the Discord down below, that'll have all the info about it and how to sign up. And as always, thanks for watching, and good luck to you fellow completionists.